Hello, my name is JazawaToad, and today I am going to be showing you the pickups that I have acquired at the Retropalooza Houston 2025 video game convention through completely legal means with United States dollars. The first thing I have here is this weird card in a plastic sleeve with some kind of orange wall on the front. It is strung by a yellow string, presumably to use as a weapon of self-defense against any potential vendors that want to steal my cheese. The next thing here is this ugly shirt I received as a gift for volunteer work. I will never wear this, and it will sit in the back of my closet until finding its way to a thrift store. And if you're wondering why my voice suddenly changed, it is because I received the swift kick in the balls moments ago. Here is another shirt, one that I purchased legally with governmentally issued and recognized currency. I like this shirt. I will be wearing it on the rare occasion I don't feel too fat to wear a nice shirt. Since I am seemingly obsessed with Mario Kart at this particular moment in time, I also purchased last. My Apple Watch SE first generation smartwatch Wi-Fi model is currently malfunctioning and conflicting with my iPhone 13 Pro Max 128GB Alpine Green device. Okay, now where were we? I also purchased, with legal currency, this cute little bag made of strong materials. I will be filling this bag with all of my pickups for 3 months after this trip until I eventually put them all away where they belong. Next up, I have here a Sega Genesis miniature console that I purchased from my dear friend George, a.k.a. G to the next level, for a very fair price with legal currency. It comes preloaded with video games galore and 2 controllers in perfect condition. I would like to briefly draw your attention to my Twitch channel, where I stream video games and say atrocious things live, Monday through Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. The next thing I purchased with legal tender were these 2 large white cards. I am not currently sure why I purchased. Oh, they're Nintendo Power magazines. Ha ha ha! Ah! You fell for my evil trap. Anyway, now that I've totally fooled you, it turns out that I already own this current issue that I am showing you, so I will be gifting it to the nearest homeless man for his next meal. This next issue I thought was really pretty, so I legally purchased it with United States dollars, the exact amount I do not recall at this time. This next one is quite a doozy. I have here a Nintendo Wii, trademark, Mini R, home video game console, complete in its original box, with the original red controller, a copy of Mario Kart Wii, trademark, and Super Mario Galaxy R. It also included all the original cables and additional accessories. I purchased this from my dear friend Damien for a very reasonable and very legal price. Oh, silly me, I forgot it also included a copy of New Super Mario Bros. R. Wii, trademark. Overall, this NTSC region Nintendo Wii, trademark, console is in very good condition, and I am very excited to finally own this after many years of wanting one. Big shout-outs to Damien for the hookup, as always. He do in fact be a real one. This next one may come as a shock to you. I have here a completely legally purchased, with United States dollars, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit Luigi bundle. I purchased this from a regular vendor at Retropalooza named Andy, whom I always look forward to seeing. He hooked me up on the price and sold it to me for $80, which is 20% off of the indicated price of $100. Him and his wife are very kind people, and I have conducted many transactions with them for their wares. Next up, I have these 2 Metroid R inspired drawings that were printed into small posters for display purposes. I purchased these from Love on Twitch, Instagram, and more. She is an artist and has made many fantastic prints. I chose to purchase these two from her with completely an entirely legal tender, printed in the United States of America. This next one will really have you hooked. Ha ha ha! I have here a handmade hanger made from real wood and metal to hang your keys, light coats, lanyards, and more. This was such a bright and colorful design. When I saw it, I knew that I had to legally purchase it for as much as it would cost. Thankfully, it was not too expensive at $40. I use this every single day to hang my many sets of keys on. These next couple of items are controllers that I purchased with 100% homegrown American flavored currency. This first one is an Xbox Series controller that I purchased for $20. It did not work. The next controller is an Afterglow Wireless Pro controller for Nintendo Switch. This one did work. It is surprisingly a high-quality controller. I really enjoy using it. I purchased this one from my dear friend Robert, whom I always enjoy running into. This next item is a 3D printed devil fruit, specifically the Yum Yum no Mi, otherwise known as the mythical Zoan model Mika. I purchased this item illegally for my dear friend Anti-Beck, as he is a fellow fan of the One Piece anime series. It opens up, and you can store legal things inside of it. I suppose you can also store legal things too. Up next I have this miniature Stanley shaped drinking vessel. It is insulated and functions properly, as a full-size version would. I intended to use this for alcoholic beverage shots, but it has just sat on my desk for over a year now, never to be used. This was a bad purchase. Here we have a very nice, very legally purchased Nintendo Game Boy. Trademark, the coffee mug that changes colors when you pour a hot beverage into it. I used to own one of these years ago, but sadly it was ruined. I am very happy to have a proper replacement after all this time. Here we have two Blu-ray discs, specifically of the Game Chasers, Season 1 and Season 5. At this time, this was what Billy of the Game Chasers had available at his table during this Retropalooza Houston 2025. May he rest in peace. This is a copy of Ice Hockey for the Nintendo Entertainment System R that I also legally purchased from Billy of the Game Chasers. It is signed by Billy, Melvor, and Jay. This is just a copy of Zelda, The Adventure of Link, for the Nintendo Entertainment System R. Nothing special here. Here we have a copy of Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, for the Nintendo Switch R video game entertainment console. This also includes all of the downloadable content, and is the full physical version of the game. Here we have a copy of Demon's Souls for the PlayStation 3 video game console. I did not own it, so of course I picked it up for a very affordable and legal price. I also have here a copy of Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door for the Nintendo GameCube video game console. Since the release of the remake on the Nintendo Switch, the GameCube price has dropped significantly, and I am happy to physically own this video game once again. I also have here these fidget toys, modeled after a small section of a computer keyboard. These are essentially just 3D printed shells with blue clicky switches in them and basic keycaps. They make for excellent fidget toys if you enjoy the sound and feel of a mechanical keyboard. You can also replace the switches if you have any extras or want to change the style of mechanical switch. I picked up one for myself and another for my sister. Legally, of course. This next one is my favorite purchase this trip. This here is a Sony PlayStation Vita handheld video game entertainment system. This was something I was seeking out for many years. I refused to pay the insane prices that most vendors were selling them for. I wanted the OLED model specifically as well, and I lucked out when I met my now dear friend Javier. He sold it to me for a very solid price of $120 of a legal variety. I have gotten much enjoyment out of this device. This next item here is my mandatory Metroid item acquisition. This is Metroid for the Nintendo Famicom Disk System. It has been tested and verified in working condition. This is a very cool piece of software that I am very happy to own for a very reasonable price. It is also complete in box, in very good condition. I also have here a few PlayStation 2 video games. namely Zapper, JazawaToad, and Franklin Birthday Adventure. These were legally scented purchases that I made at a video game store located nearby, called Game Brothers / Culture Shock. Partially owned by Greg Honeycutt, I was informed by Adam Korlick that the Franklin game could potentially be considered as maybe first Metroidvania game, so I had to grab it. And then finally, after your ears have finally started adjusting to the soothing sounds of my Spanish voice, we have the last item today. This is WarioWare Incorporated. Mega Party games for the Nintendo GameCube, specifically the Japanese version of the game. I purchased this 100% illegally for a very good price, hence the lack of legality. This will conclude this pickup/haul video for JazawaToad pickups. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the sounds of my voice. This was a better option than the horrible microphone quality of the mix I so poorly chose to use for the original recording of this video. Wait, what is this creep doing with his phone? Is he showing his penis? Help! Someone call the police!